Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hot Take After Dark.
Hey,
Um,
howdy, hi.
it's not technically after dark for me yet, which is good and bad, but
But it is for me.
it is dark for you, so I'll take it.
So we're half dark.
Half dark. The sun is gonna set in literally 5 minutes, so it will become dark as the show goes on. So we love
Love
that.
that.
Yeah. I'm Luna,
Let's see. I'm Kate.
and this is Hot
I was
Take
gonna
After
make a
Dark.
joke and
Oh, well, it's fine.
hey, that's the whole premise of Hot Take After Dark, ain't it?
Yeah,
We're just not here, but we are here.
we are here, just not
Hmm.
100%
Yes,
because,
precisely.
we like to drink a little drink and have a little fun and chit chat and yeah,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit.
Not enough that YouTube could ever prove. Go ahead and try.
Exactly, exactly. 100%. 100%.
I'm just like teasing the rules
Yeah.
every so often.
What are you drinking tonight?
I was drinking cranberry juice with a little bit of rum.
Oh, okay. I was like, you just drink cranberry juice and this is how you're acting?
That's it. I'm actually sober.
Love, love.
What did you drink?
I am drinking Angry Orchard's peach mango in, yes, you see that correctly, the Yellowjackets cup.
Love it.
It felt
Love to
very
see
it
it.
felt very topical for today, so
Well, it is indeed. Where did you get that?
I got it because I was at the season 2 premiere of Yellowjackets last night here in Hollywood, California.
Without me? Without me?
Yeah, because you're in Chicago. So yes.
The betrayal. I'm
So
sorry.
yes, without you.
Space keeps us apart.
I know, it's terrible.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun. I got to be on the red carpet and say hi to all of the girlies, um,
Including Miss Melanie?
including Miss Melanie. I lost my mind. I was trying to be so cool because, the way it was set up is that it was only about like 40-ish people like on the red carpet, and this was like
Oh, okay.
this is the first TV show premiere I've been to, because I've been to a couple red carpet premieres for like movies and stuff, not to be whatever, but yeah.
I was gonna say, Luna, where do you live? But I won't out you like that. She lives somewhere in Los Angeles, and that's all you get to know.
Yeah. And so they only took like about like 40, like it might have even been 30 of us to like put us on like the red carpet area, and there was like this little like it was decorated like really cutely, like bunch of like forests, like trees, there was like fake snow, super cute, and there was like this little platform, and so they had like the fan zone or whatever, and so they had like a little like influencer there, and she like also like brought the celebs over to come talk to us. And it was so cool. So we saw everybody arrive, also like random people arrive, like Chelsea Peretti was there, she just like walked in, and I was like,
Okay.
yeah. Apparently she's a fan of the show, which is like really cool.
Chelsea. She would have taste.
Yeah, she would.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah. And yeah, so people just like came over and like talked to us, and like it was like so cool. And I was like,
That's
please, I was like,
awesome.
I need Melanie Linsky to come to be here, or else I will start crying. And she showed up, and she looked amazing. I have lots of pictures that I
Of
can send
course.
to you. Kate did not want me to tell her anything like before we got on air. She's like, tell me everything when we're live. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, so I haven't heard any of this before.
Yeah, she does not
What
know
words
any
of
of this.
wisdom did she impart to you?
Um, Not so much words of wisdom, but she was just, I could tell she
Everything she
was
says is wisdom.
everything she says is wisdom. I could tell that she was just a little like she like I don't think was expecting fans to be there, so she was a little overwhelmed, but like not in a bad way. She was like, "Oh my god." She's like, "I was not expecting people to be here, like in her cute little like New Zealand accent. Yeah,
Cute.
I just love her. Yeah, her outfit was killer. Everyone looked killer last night. They also, yeah, they were taking like pictures, like official pictures. I don't know where those are, so I will try to find those because I'm definitely in the background of like all of them.
Oh, iconic.
Yeah, I'll try and find them. But everyone looked amazing. Christina Ricci also looked amazing, and also Juliette Lewis was so cute. She came up, like, even before we tried to like get her to come over and talk to us, she was like, "White," and she like ran over to like talk to everybody, and like it was so cute. So yeah, lots of fun.
That's awesome.
That was literally last night. And
so you're well prepped for today.
I am well prepped for today, and I am not gonna give any. I will try not to give any season 2 episode 1 spoilers, because that
no
is what I
spoilers.
watched.
Give us 3 words. They don't have to be related. I'm not looking for a sentence. Just
Okay.
3 words.
Okay. Cold, crazy, ear.
Going Van Gogh in this bitch? Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm excited.
That's all I'm gonna say. Got free popcorn and got free drink, which is how I got this cup. Very cool. # not sponsored by Showtime. Yes, I did say ear. And that's all I'm gonna say.
And that's all there is.
And that's all there is. Yeah, so what did you do this week? Quickly before we move into the show.
Nothing anywhere near as exciting. I existed as a human being.
And
we're counting that as a win.
That's a win. That is a win.
That's a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. It's a win. It's a win for me.
It's a win for me. It's a win for you.
Mm-hmm.
We made it another week.
Yeah.
What are we talking about before we talk about Yellowjackets?
Well,
we got some palate cleansers in here.
We do got some palate cleansers. First things first, we got something that is straight up hot off the presses, like this week hot off the presses, baby. I am so excited about this.
There aren't enough words in the English language to explain how excited I am about this.
I will let you read it then.
Okay. We got news this week that there is going to be a motion picture called Mother Mary from A24 starring Anne Hathaway and Michaela Cole that is about it's a pop music epic melodrama, which already I'm sold. Like, I was sold on the cast, period. And now you've got me hook, line, and sinker. But it's a pop music epic melodrama following a fictional musician, Anne Hathaway, and her relationship with an iconic fashion designer, Michaela Cole. With music for this pop music epic melodrama by Charlie XCX and Jack Antonoff.
Are we joking?
Talk about something that was just ripped from the hive mind.
Yeah.
Pulled straight out of the brain.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more excited. Also, just the fact that it's called Mother Mary, I don't really need, I know what I need to know. I know what I need to know.
I know what I need to know.
Couldn't be more excited.
Ooh, Lewin asked thoughts on Vox Lux from 2018, which is kind of along a semi-similar vein, sort of, as this synopsis.
Slanderous take here. I've never seen it.
I have also never seen it. I do. It's been
Sorry,
on my watch
Lewin.
list. It's been on my watch list forever because I do want to see it for Miss Natalie Portman, but I've not watched it.
Yeah.
So definitely before. Obviously, I mean, this project is literally like beginnings, but definitely we'll have to watch Vox Lux before Mother Mary comes
I'm gonna say
out.
we should do an episode on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do a little, since we haven't seen it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Hot take on Vox Lux incoming. Exactly. Precisely.
yeah, I'm really excited. There's nothing else I need to say about that. But
No, they just pulled words out of a bag and they were like, "Here you go." I was like, "Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I want.
yeah.
Thank you."
I am
Also, yeah, bring back the epic melodramas.
Yes.
Specifically the epic musical melodramas.
Yes. I'm
I
also
want more.
very excited to see Anne Hathaway and Michaela Cole act opposite of each other. Like, that is gonna be phenomenal. That's gonna be really good.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's called Mother
So
Mary. I think there had been like whispers about it, but it was like confirmed this week, and the Charlie XCX / Jack Antonoff stuff was confirmed this week. So very exciting, very cool.
So we have no additional information, no release date, nothing else. Like it's in pre-production, but
I need it now. I need it now.
I have a reason to keep on keeping on.
Yes.
I gotta see Mother Mary.
I gotta see Mother Mary. There we go. Yeah, that's hot off the presses. You're welcome.
What? Off the presses.
So this week, obviously, we are talking about Yellowjackets.
Which, if you are watching this episode and you have not seen Yellowjackets, we're gonna do our best to give you like a quick roundup of everything that you need to know to understand what we're talking about. But please, I know it's on Showtime, and I know that is like a big barrier for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't make these decisions, but please go watch it.
Yeah.
Please. I know most of you have seen it, but
yeah,
just in case you haven't.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's a Denise show, but it is for sure.
I would say it's like a stage 1 remote in hand. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You gotta have the remote there.
Sure.
If you are of the non-horror fan proclivity, but you can make it through.
It does.
And I would recommend making it through.
It does get nasty at some point. So I did a rewatch of all of season 1, like literally like over this past weekend, because I was like, well, I want to be ready for season 2, 1. And 2, because I was like, I just need to rewatch it because it's just so fantastic. And I was like eating food at some points, and I was like, ooh, why did I do this?
Yeah.
Ooh, it was not.
It's not a snacking movie.
It's not
a snacking show.
It's not a snacking show, I would argue. But let's get into the warm up. Let's get into the warm up of it all.
Let's stretch it out.
Yeah. So Yellowjackets, for those who do not know, is a show obviously about a wildly talented high school girls soccer team who becomes the unlucky survivors of a plane crash deep in the Canadian wilderness. And what that synopsis also does not mention is that it takes place in 2 timelines, both past and present. So past, when the girls or the team crashes, and present, when they're adults trying to live normal lives? Question mark?
I think it's like, what, 15 years later? 20 years later?
I think more than it has to be more than that, because they're in their most of them are in their senior year of high school.
Yeah, they're like 18-ish.
Because it's 1996 is when the plane crashes.
Oh, to 2021 is the current timeline. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. It's about 20-ish.
25 years.
Yeah. I can't even. I'm so excited. I love the show so much. And we actually, when we first watched it, we watched this like together as it aired.
Like together. We were still in the same.
No, we weren't.
No, we weren't.
I
was gonna say we were in the same apartment still. No, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
But we did watch it together.
We did.
You were just so close to me that it felt like we were in the same apartment.
It felt like we were in the same apartment. But so that was pretty fun, and obviously I think we're gonna try and do that for season 2 as well.
Yes,
because it's just so It's a very fun show, obviously, to watch like by yourself because like so many crazy things happen. But it's also very fun to watch with other people, because
It's also one of those where sometimes you need another person to be like, did we all just see that?
like, is that what we just watched?
That just happened.
Did that just happen? Is that what's going on? So obviously this show takes place over the course of like two timelines, past and present. So there are two casts. And so I believe we're going to talk about the adult cast first, real quick.
So I can just
Yes.
let's just flip. We'll flip. I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. Obviously our queen Melanie Lynskey is it's very much an ensemble show, but I would argue that she's kind of like our main character of the adult characters. And she's playing Shauna. Shauna Ship something was her maiden name.
Shauna Shipman.
Shipman was her maiden name.
Shipman.
And as a teen, she was like best friends with the team captain, whose name is Jackie. And she was kind of in that like stuck in the shadows of her best friend role in high school. And she wanted more than that. And so she acts out in ways that are very morally dubious to kind of break free of that. And ultimately ends up marrying after, she's reached 25 years later. So she survives the wilderness. And when she comes back, she marries Jackie's high school boyfriend, Jeff. And that is where we meet her in the adult timeline, is she is married to Jeff. And they have a daughter together who is in her like sophomore or junior year of high school.
Yeah.
Very, very stereotypical teenager, does not listen to or respect her mother and wants to do what she wants to do. And finds herself kind of in that same role to Jeff that she was to Jackie, where she's kind of living in his shadow and she doesn't know who she wants to be.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting place to find her 25 years later.
It is. And Melanie Lynskey is just so good. As I feel like she's so good at playing this like innocent but evil character, which is very much who Shauna is.
Yeah.
And
like, you don't hate her, but
no.
you probably should.
Yeah, she does some pretty spooky things. Next up on our adult cast, we have Christina Ricci as Misty.
Icon and a legend.
Iconic, probably my favorite character, I will say, maybe. I think my favorite character. But she plays Misty, so like the over eager, like over prepared kid who gets bullied a lot, and the team kind of doesn't really take her seriously because she's like the weird kid, right? And she's like the team manager, so she's not on the team, but she's a part of the team, and she's really the only one when they crash who knows how to use like some sort of survival skills, kind of what herbs to eat, like how to tourniquet a leg, all
if
that
you can hear
stuff.
the sirens, I'm so sorry.
I can't, so there you go.
Okay. Great.
We live in cities.
They've decided.
It's bound to happen. We live in cities. It's bound to happen.
One of my favorite moments for Misty early on is when she's like, I took the Red Cross babysitting CPR or babysitting first aid training twice. You're like, that tells me everything I need to know about you.
Everything.
Like the emphasis she puts on twice is so good.
Yeah. So as an adult, we see her as a hospice nurse who maybe has a little bit too much fun, not torturing her patients, but she's a little bit too much fun being a nurse.
abusing her power for
Yes,
sure.
yes, absolutely.
Much in a similar way as she did to the girls on the island
Yeah.
or
Well,
the
not
wilderness.
the wilderness, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
despite all of that, she is an icon.
She is. Here's my favorite thing.
One of my faves.
I love Misty as a character because she's just so crazy. She's so crazy. And I love her for that. And we,
Yeah.
like, and I think also, Christina Ricci and Sammy Hanratty, who plays her younger counterpart, they're both just so good. They're both so good as Misty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is so fun to watch them play this character. Like they're phenomenal.
And they complement each other so well. Like the
Yeah.
transition from young Misty to old Misty is so good.
Yeah.
Our next of the adult cast is Natalie, played by Juliette Lewis when she's an adult. And very much fits into the like kid from the wrong side of the tracks archetype for the purpose of the show, where like they like her but nobody really trusts her, and she definitely starts drinking and getting experimental with drugs at a younger age than everybody else, and so she's kind of ostracized from that. And then as an adult, that transitions to a battle with addiction and alcoholism as she's like trying to deal with the trauma of everything that happened while they were in the wilderness. And something that I thought was really interesting, especially on the rewatch, is the choice that one of the coach's sons is on the, actually both of his sons, but we're only talking about one for the purpose of this. Travis, one of the coach's sons, is on the plane when it crashes, and he survives and like helps the girls as they're surviving the wilderness. And he and Natalie, throughout the course of their time there, develop a relationship that also lasted into their adulthood but became very toxic. And so part of her journey as an adult is like getting out of that relationship and going to rehab and figuring out what she does next.
Yeah.
And I love Natalie as a character.
I also love
her backstory, and I'm not going to tell you anything because you need to watch the show, but her backstory is one of the most interesting backstories I've seen for a character in a while.
Yeah.
Just the way it plays out.
Yeah. Because you think it's going to be one thing. You think it's going to be one thing, and then it is completely not that. It is completely not that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's so much worse.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Who rounds out our adult cast?
And last but not least, we have Tawny Cypress as Thaisa. So while Jackie is technically the official captain of the team, Thaisa is kind of more revered as like a leader of the team. She is ruthless in doing whatever it takes to win, and that carries over into her adult life as well. Not just in her childhood days of playing soccer. So in the pilot, she actually ends up breaking a teammate's leg, not really on purpose, but she breaks a teammate
kind of on purpose.
She breaks a teammate's leg, which causes that teammate to not be able to go with them to nationals, because she thinks that the teammate is like not committed enough. She's not good enough. So during practice, she like slides and like breaks her leg, and the bone definitely sticks
Pound
out.
fracture.
It's real gross. It's real nasty. But so good. And then as an adult, also very kind of important thing about her character is she is a lesbian, which we love. And as an adult, she is running for state senate. And she's absolutely just as ruthless as a politician as she was as a soccer player. And Tawny Cypress also is phenomenal as this, because obviously like what happened to these girls is so traumatizing. They were stuck in, the wilderness for almost 2 years. In these
insane.
Which is insane. So we see these women, you know, dealing with their trauma in ways they maybe should not, and also in ways that really just are not healthy for them, because they never, I mean,
Anyone.
this terrible tragedy happened to them, and they really like just did not really like process it or deal with it, and we can see that in their adult lives for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you find this out in the first episode, so it's, if you haven't seen it, it's not really a spoiler. But like, they all decided to not really speak about it. So they've created a narrative, they've stuck to that narrative, they've never publicly wavered from it. And so as a result, people have a lot of questions about what really happened. Like, they're not buying the company line.
No.
And the girls are just like, I'm not going to tell you anything.
Yeah. Something actually really interesting that I didn't know until last night during the Q&A, was that they shot the pilot a year and a half before shooting the rest of the season.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
To like, to get funding? Like, to what end?
I don't know. Maybe it was just in development hell for that long. Like, probably,
you can't tell.
Yeah, probably to get funding. I feel like when I went back and watched it, I was like, oh, it's like a little different, but it is like, you really can't tell that they shot it like forever ago.
Also, what a pilot.
What a pilot. It's really good.
So, what an opening.
It's a really,
I love a good,
really good pilot.
Crazy cold open.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. All right, and then our teen cast. We've got Sophie Nélisse as Teen Shauna.
She's okay. Beyond the fact that she's a phenomenal actress, and she does a great job as Teen Shauna. She's gorgeous. Rewatching this, I was like, you are so pretty.
Yeah.
If you don't know the name, you might know her from 47 Meters Down, Uncaged.
Yeah. We've got Samantha Hanratty as Teen Misty. And she was also in Shameless.
Yeah, for like 10 episodes, I think. She was Cassidy in Shameless.
Yeah.
And then we have Sophie Thatcher as Teen Natalie, who's so good.
She's really good.
I need her in more things immediately. But you might know her from Drash on the Book of Boba Fett.
She was in the Book of Boba Fett. I forgot about that.
I was gonna say, I know that we have people in this chat that watched the Book of Boba Fett, even if nobody else did.
Forgot that she was in that. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's really good. I forgot.
And then we have Jasmine Savoy Brown as Teen Thaisa of Scream Revival fame. She's an icon, and I love her.
She is really, I mean, she, along with, I feel like Jenna Ortega is also one of this generation's Scream queens, but I also feel like Jasmine Savoy Brown is also a Scream queen of this generation.
Yes. Would agree.
She is phenomenal. I am so excited to see her career. Like, just, she is phenomenal. Like, so good.
Love her. And she's so good in this.
Yeah, and not only is she a lesbian on TV, she plays one in real life too. So that's cool.
Love to see it. You love to see it.
We love to see it. And then rounding out kind of like our main, well, there's one other on here that I think we did not add, but I think we would be remiss to not add, but I'll talk about her afterwards. But we have,
I was gonna say, I was torn on whether or not to add Jackie.
No, not Jackie. I'll come back in a second.
Okay.
We have Liv Hewson as Teen Van. And Van is one of the girls who gets stranded. We don't see adult Van in season 1, but we will be seeing her in season 2.
That's all I need to know.
Which is very exciting. So when that casting announcement was released, we were all just like, oh my god, she's not dead, because we all just assumed that she was dead because we did not have an adult counterpart for her. But I guess she's not. She's not dead.
It makes me very happy because I love Van as a character.
Van as a character is very cool. She's been through the ringer as a character. And it makes sense because she caught on fire. She got her face bitten off by wolves. So she's been through the ringer for sure, and I feel like it makes sense kind of for her character arc, kind of where she goes in terms of cult things. But I won't say anything more than that. But one person that we didn't add, which I think we should add, is Teen Lottie, which is Courtney Eaton. Because Lottie, I feel like, is also a very important part of the puzzle.
And that's part of why I left her out, because I was like, I don't know where you begin to talk about Lottie without talking about things that we don't want to spoil for the audience.
We won't get into it too crazy, but I think it is important to just kind of mention her. She is let's say like a tiny bit psychic. And she's
very sensitive.
Yeah, she's very sensitive to kind of the world, and also to things.
I see, exactly. I'm like, I don't know where you begin.
Yeah, so she's
also phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, the whole cast is you can't complain. Like, they're all incredible. Like, they're just they're all so good. But yeah, she is definitely one of the bigger playing pieces, for sure. And we also did not know if we would see her in season 2, but we are going to see her in season 2.
Makes me very happy.
Yes.
And then we've already kind of talked about it, but we're gonna see Adult Van, which is played by Lauren Ambrose, who's, you know her face even if you don't know her name. Most recently, she was Dorothy Turner in Servant, which is a series on Apple TV Plus. But perhaps my favorite casting announcement of season 2 that I'm so excited for is Elijah Wood playing a character named Walter, who is also a citizen detective like Misty.
Yeah.
And that is all we know.
That's all we know. That's really all we know. We tried asking him last night more about his character, and he literally told us nothing.
You were just casually chatting it up with Elijah, and you're like, hey, babe, what's going on?
I was like, what's going on? What's going on? But yeah, it's Elijah Wood. I'm really excited to see him. I mean, he's phenomenal actor, so I'm really excited to see him just on my screen again. Like, I think it's just very exciting to see him again.
Al Yankovic was not enough. Bring him back.
Yeah, bring him back. Wait, Elijah Wood.
That was Daniel Radcliffe.
I was like, no.
I just wanted to see if you'd say it.
I was like, no. It's not him.
All right, now that we've given you the background, we've given you the warm up. Let's get into it.
Let's get into the takes, baby. Ooh, I hear myself echoing on your end again. I don't know.
I don't. If you hear an echo in the chat, let us know.
Well, I hear it on your end. Well, now I don't. So I think we're good. It just happens sometimes. Your computer just feels like being goofy just a little bit.
I don't know what to tell you, babe.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Nobody else does. You're hallucinating.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I think both of us really enjoy about this show is that you never know what's gonna happen. You really don't. You think
at no point.
At no point.
Do not have any clue.
Yeah. Especially, I think. I mean, the first scene in the pilot already is nuts, and I kind of forgot that was the first scene in the pilot, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh my god, yeah. And
I feel like we can talk about it because it doesn't really spoil. You know, it's the first scene of the pilot.
Sure.
If you haven't seen it, go also watch the rest of the pilot.
Yeah.
But The show opens, no context, no
Mm-hmm.
background, just this girl sprinting through the woods, scared, screaming, and you hear all of these like animal noises as if there's something hunting her. And then as the animal noises go on, you're like, that's not really an animal. That is definitely just like a person imitating an animal. What's going on? And then they get louder and louder, and she's sprinting and then just falls into the earth through a trap onto a set of spikes. And that is all you get to know. And then you see significantly more than that, but
we don't want to give away too much. Don't
we're
want to
not
give
going to
away
get into
too
that.
much. So right away you're just like, oh, okay,
Oh,
this is what I'm getting into for myself.
got it.
And but it also, that's why I think, because it's sometimes pieces of media can do this where it's like, oh, like you never know what's gonna happen, but it's all these like discombobulated things that don't really add up to a bigger picture, and that's not the case at all with this show. This show, everything, and that's why I love also dual timeline stories, like in any type of media, because I think it is such an effective way to tell a story. Because obviously, as we learn, about like our present day cast and kind of like what they're going through, then we can like go back and forth and like uncover more about them. And I just think that writing style really suits this story for sure. Because
Absolutely.
it doesn't leave you have like the bare minimum information, obviously, and then it builds and expands upon that in ways that don't feel cheap, and in ways that don't feel like, oh, they just added this out of nowhere, like, like,
Yeah.
which,
And it creates that promise too of like when something happens in the future that you don't totally understand, there's this promise of like, okay, well, it's related to something in the past that we're going to find out. Or when something happens in the past that it doesn't ever really feel resolved, you're like, okay, well, there's this promise that we're going to see the resolution in the future.
yes,
And I personally love that.
yes,
I don't need all of the answers. I do need the promise that I will get them at some point, though.
yes,
And this show is really good at that.
yes. And we thought, going into the finale, for season 1, we thought we were gonna get answers, and we did not. I mean, we got one answer. We got a singular answer.
One.
But we did not
I
get.
have so many questions, though.
Yes. And that's honestly, that's what the cast was saying too about season 2. They're like, you'll get some answers, but you'll have more questions. And I'm like, great. That's cool. I love that.
Fine with me. Give me a season 3. Thanks.
Fine with me. And another thing I really love about this show is that I say this all the time, but sometimes we need to just let female characters in media just be messy. Because a perfect female character is so boring. And sometimes, which is why Misty is like one of, I love all the characters, but I think that's why Misty might be my favorite. I think Thais is a close second though. Because of how,
But Thais is not perfect.
no, Thais is not perfect. But that's why I like them so much, because they're both insane.
I love that, like, the universally disliked character is Jackie, who is the like perfect one.
Yeah.
And but like, I would rather you be messy than be boring.
Yeah. And it's also, just because obviously all these characters are not handling their trauma well, and we see how that manifests in present day, also kind of in the past, as things, happen to them, and kind of how they deal with it. I will say the first episode of season 2, that is very much prevalent in the case of a certain character, and I will not say who. But I am excited to see specifically your reaction to this whole sequence, because I was just sitting like in the theater, and I was just like, because
Oh, I'm so excited.
these women are not handling their trauma very well, and they're kind of bringing in everybody around them to as accomplices in their trauma.
Well, and that I think that to me was one of the most interesting ways that they start off this show is they set that expectation from like the word go that you're going to see all of these things unfold, and then absolutely none of them are dealing with this in their adult lives.
No.
They've all made a point of choosing not to. They're not talking about it. Nobody knows anything about them. And it's not something that they're getting away with.
Yeah.
That I think is my favorite part is
Yeah.
they're not, everybody wants to know more. Nobody believes them for what they're saying.
Yeah.
And so you have this pressure of they've never really dealt with the emotions of everything that happened, combined with nobody else believes the lie that they're selling. And you watch them just kind of deteriorate into the base emotions of everything and then the actions that come from that.
Yeah.
Which is wild behavior.
It is.
But so entertaining.
Yes, it is. And again, coupled with the fact that this cast is so incredible. And not to mention, I should also mention, do you remember who directed the pilot?
Oh.
Miss Karen Kusama, of course. Hello.
Bitch.
Yeah.
For the people in the chat who don't know.
Yeah.
What else has Karen Kusama done?
Just Jennifer's Body.
Just low key.
Just low key. Which again, also like a piece of media, not so much. It is dealing with female rage and female trauma. That she
Absolutely.
got severely ostracized for, because the marketing killed that movie, which is so unfortunate. But it is, I think, a revered cult classic now.
I think we've already done an episode on Jennifer's Body.
We might have,
but I think we should do another.
We might revisit it. We can see when the anniversary is, or when Megan Fox's birthday. I don't know, but we'll do another.
Keep an eye out around Halloween. Yeah, we'll do something.
We'll do another Jennifer's Body, because I mean, just so incredible.
And really, like, those two pieces of media being tied together by Karen Kusama makes so much sense.
It does, totally.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah. I can't remember if she directed any other episodes in season 1, but she is like an executive producer. And I think she is directing some in season 2, from what I heard last night.
I will find out.
Okay. But yeah, so coupled, with incredible direction, incredible writing, incredible acting, it's all in all, it is just a really good package. It is one of those things that, can get a little difficult to watch. There are some nasty moments. And
it's a little graphic.
It is a little graphic, but that's also another thing I really like, is that it's not graphic and gross just to be graphic and gross. Everything serves a purpose of some sort.
Definitely. Just rounding out our Karen Kusama notes.
Yes.
She directed the pilot. She did not direct anything else in season 1.
Okay.
She is directing season 2, episode 9. The title of that episode is Storytelling.
Oh boy.
I'm very excited now.
Oh boy.
Thank you so much.
Oh boy.
Also, just real quick, because I meant to bring this up earlier when we were doing the warm-up, but the creators of the show, Ashley Lyle and Bart Nickerson, are husband and wife. And they are most well known prior to doing this for being producers on Narcos and Narcos Mexico.
I didn't know that.
So,
That's pretty cool.
What a jump, but at the same time, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense when you look at the way it's structured.
Absolutely. I don't know. I really was, Tony wrote in the chat, cannibalism with a heart. Cannibalism. But that's the thing, is like, obviously like the comparison, I think Nat even brought it up earlier in chat. Like the comparison to Lord of the Flies like happens a lot because it's like, oh, you know, they get stranded. Like, what are they gonna do? I don't know if it's an entirely fair criticism because the situations are so different, and also the way that these girls have to survive is just the stakes are so much different, in my opinion.
I was gonna bring up something, but I almost don't want to because I don't know. It would be technically a spoiler, even though I think it happens in like episode 3. But the reason that they're stuck there, like I think this to me is the fundamental difference between the Lord of the Flies critique and this. Lord of the Flies devolved for no real reason at all. Like they could have worked together and then they, you know, boys being boys, decided not to. And they all do their best to work together, but are very like diplomatic about the way they go about things. But just the stress and especially them dealing with the elements, I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
It is them versus the wilderness and not them versus each other.
Yes. 100%. And
everything that they do against each other is a result of the pressure being put on them by the wilderness and not this innate desire to like go at each other. Even though they come into it with a lot of really kind of contentious relationships, they find a way to band together and work together to be a unit, and it is purely through things that are outside of their control that they find themselves ripped apart.
Well, I mean, yes, and they've banded together for that reason, but I think in season 2 we might see that change. You know, that's the thing. And Tony, actually, I forgot that also was a thing that they did. Tony said the creators created it as a rebuttal to the idea that teenage girls wouldn't kill each other in a Lord of the Flies situation.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I remember reading that. It's so I just love.
I still think the motivation for the killings are very different though.
Absolutely.
It's less of a hierarchical thing than it is in Lord of the Flies.
And I will say, okay, baby spoiler for season 1, but nobody gets killed by another's hand in season 1. In the past. I'm like going through it in my mind. I'm like, did I just lie? No. So, right?
No.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm wrong, or no, I'm right?
Plane crash. No, I think you're right.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the plane crash and it's the elements.
And
that's
the other thing with Laura Lee.
Yes. not telling you what that is.
Yes.
If you don't know, watch the show.
Yes. So
also,
I think I know.
So good.
I know. So good. Again, and it's so because I can't get it. We might have to do like another Yellowjackets episode like later, because I would love to just go in depth kind of about how this show tackles like belief and also just like faith in something, whether that be, you know, a higher power as in God, or a higher power as in something else, or, you know, whatever, because the show has a lot of interesting things to say kind of about how our faith affects us and, you know, how we deal and handle situations. Yeah.
Question to the chat. Here's my question to the chat. If we released, not necessarily alive, if we released like a short 5-10 minute video every week that we got a new episode of Yellowjackets, so like as season 2 releases, we'll come on and do a quick little chat about a theme, because there are so many and I think we could easily do that. Would y'all have any interest in that? Let me know.
Ooh.
We might do it anyway. You could all say no and we'll probably do it, but like, let me know.
We just like talking about it so much. It's just so, it's such a, it's so good. And of course, Miss Rose is in the chat, so I have to also mention that the cover of Just a Girl by Florence and the Machine that was released for season 2 is insane and wonderful and so good and really fits the vibe of just Yellowjackets in general.
Gonna be on my on repeat for the next 6 months.
Yeah. Really.
Gonna end up being in my Spotify Wrapped.
Really good.
As it should be.
Really good. Just
as it should be.
Just really good. Yellowjackets season 1 is streaming on Showtime. I think you can get it on Amazon Prime, but you have to have like Showtime on Amazon Prime. Which is annoying.
It's an extra $10 a month.
It's so annoying that this is such not like it's not a difficult show to get, but it's not like any of like the major streamers. So it's annoying to try and get people to watch it.
It's annoying to be like, you have to, using a service that you may or may not already have, you have to now buy another service.
Yeah.
But at the same time, props to Showtime for making this show, because I could see it easily being ignored or butchered at another larger service. So
Agree. You can again watch season 1 on Showtime. You can stream it all. And season 2 premieres tomorrow, episode 1, every Friday.
Possibly tonight at midnight. We don't really know.
We're not sure. I don't know how Showtime does their thing. Well, it drops on streaming tomorrow, and then Showtime as like the broadcast service is showing it on Sunday nights during the Succession time slot at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Why would they do that? Okay, wait.
Know.
Let's hash this out.
Yeah.
If I have Showtime through Amazon, which is not like a live TV channel.
Yeah. No, I think you would get it. I think you'll get it on Fridays. Yeah.
I'll get it on the Friday after.
No. Like tomorrow.
Okay.
I think. Well, I guess we'll find out.
I can't have it be the Friday after.
No, I don't think it will be. I think you're fine. I think you're fine.
Also, Succession.
We'll get into that later.
We're gonna have so many show dates during a week. It's
Last of
crazy.
Us just ended. Succession's about to start. Yellowjackets is on. TV is at an all-time high right now.
Lasso's back.
I am so excited. We're winding down.
Shadow and Bone season 2.
Oh, well, I don't watch.
I know this is not the audience for that, but I enjoy that. Okay.
Not me. So we're nearing the end. It's time.
For my favorite segment of the week. Mm-hmm. Your favorite segment of the week.
Yes.
Everybody's favorite segment of the week.
Yeah.
It's time for Hot or Not, baby.
It's time for Hot or Not. You know the rules. Play along. Oh, that's not what it's supposed to be. Play along in chat. First and foremost, we briefly talked about this. Actually, this is what made my computer explode, was us talking about this last time. So let's hope
Y2K.
Let's hope it's fine.
Truly.
Let's hope it's fine. So Hot or Not, A24's Y2K comedy, which is being written / directed by Kyle Mooney.
Kyle Mooney.
Yes.
I think he's just attached to it. I don't know that we know if he's directing or not.
Okay. Well, he's writing it. So, yay.
Very excited. We have more cast.
Welcoming Mason Gooding, Rachel Zegler, Tim Heidecker, Eduardo Franco, and Alicia Silverstone.
I think it's hot.
I think it's hot. I think it's hot.
Spicy.
I think it's hot.
Very excited.
I'm really
very excited.
I'm really excited. I just love Kyle Mooney.
I saw Alicia Silverstone and I was like, I'm sad.
Yes.
Sad.
Yes.
Seated.
Yeah. Rachel Zegler, the universe, no, not the universe. The people keep trying to like get rid of her, and the universe said no. This is my favorite
Not
child.
happening.
Not happening. She's so good. She's so good. I love her. I love her. She is amazing in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. I highly recommend watching. She's incredible. Anyway, Mason Gooding also of, I feel like, Scream Revival fame. He actually plays Jasmine Savoy's twin in the movies, which is very fun.
And he's also great.
So good. So good.
Also perfect for this movie.
Perfect for this movie. We're gonna see. This cast is hot. We will see how it plays out. But I am
fingers crossed, though.
Tentatively excited.
Yes. Indeed.
All right.
Luna, hot or not? Paramount remaking Vertigo, starring RDJ. Robert Downey Jr.
You know my answer to this, and it's gonna be not.
Honestly, this for me is DOA. It's not even not hot.
Okay, fair.
It's just dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Like, I have no interest in a Vertigo remake.
I don't.
Much less one with RDJ.
Don't. Why?
I don't want to see it. Why are we remaking the critically lauded classics? Why not remake something shitty? Like, remake something that was bad and make it good. What are you gonna improve on here?
Like, what are we doing? What
is the point?
What are we doing? Why?
I don't understand.
Also, this was I think this was just announced today, because I think I sent it to you immediately as soon as I found out, and we were like, no.
I don't want it. Paramount. What are you doing?
I don't want it. Of course, Vertigo is, I will say, my favorite Hitchcock.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Tied with Psycho. Why? Why?
What are you going to improve?
What
new take do you have to bring to Vertigo that warrants a remake? At which point, I don't care if you have an answer. If you do, great. Make a new thriller movie.
Like,
don't remake Vertigo.
Like, don't piss me off. I'm mad. I guess we'll see how it plays out, but I'm already hoping that we'll know if RDJ, because RDJ is producing it also along with his wife. So I'm like, I just hope they pull funding, but they're not going to pull funding because they're producing it.
DOA. Don't understand.
Anyway, bad. Next on the docket.
Moving right along.
Apple spending or going to spend close to $1 billion a year in creating new films specifically for theaters.
I don't know. Because there's a part of me that's like, I've thoroughly enjoyed the TV shows that Apple has created. Like, I think that their streaming service is really doing some interesting work, and it's cool. But $1 billion a year is kind of crazy. Billion.
With a B.
That's crazy. That's a little crazy to me.
Yeah, it's hard to feel any type of way about it. Like Lewin said, I don't.
I think it's just like sticker shock at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I hope if you do something cool, then it's hot. And if you don't, then it's not. So it really just depends on what they create.
Yeah.
But they do have a very loose slate.
They do?
Tony, you know what's hot? Sweeney Todd on Broadway. Period, Tony. They do have a very loose slate of some of the things that they're gonna talk about. Or some of the movies that they're gonna make. And one of them is, Luna, hot or not, Scorsese making a movie called Killers of the Flower Moon.
I mean, I think, okay, here's the thing though, is that it stars DiCaprio.
Listen, am I a DiCaprio fan? No, not really. I don't feel super strongly one way or another.
I do love me some Scorsese though. I do love.
I love Scorsese. here's why I think it's hot.
Okay, yes.
The
I do think it's
title,
hot. I do think it's hot.
Killers of the Flower Moon,
Right.
is a metal as fuck. That is a killer name.
Yeah.
And I hope that the movie lives up to it. Because
Yeah.
honestly, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon. What does it mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I'll be sad.
Yeah. I know. Marty's always gets a good performance out of Mr. DiCaprio. So my personal feelings for him aside, I do think he is a very good actor. So.
And I'm always sad for a Scorsese movie. So.
Yeah, we love us some Marty. Good. We love us some Marty. Hot or not, this year's Lollapalooza lineup.
Babies, it's hot. It's so hot. It's so hot. I was really worried.
You were worried?
Lollapalooza has a reputation for being like on it or real garbage.
Okay.
Last year was a mixed bag. Ended up being hot because obviously we got to go see J-Hope.
Yes.
But I was a little nervous for this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what the Lollapalooza lineup is, let me read you some highlights. Kendrick Lamar, Billie Eilish, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Lana Del Rey, The 1975, Tomorrow X Together, Noah Khan?
Yeah.
Maggie Rogers, Carly Rae Jepsen, Rina Sawayama, New Jeans, Portugal the Man, Peach Pit, Suki Waterhouse, and the Happy Fits, among many, many others. They pulled this straight out of my brain personally and said, here you go.
Yeah.
And I will be there.
Yes, you will. You're down the street, okay? Like, of course you're gonna be there.
But I will be there.
I will also say it is Tomorrow by Together, not Tomorrow X Together. Just a little.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. But I also would like to say they are the first K-pop group to ever headline Lolla, which is very exciting for them. They are killer performance artists, killer musicians. They're so good. So I'm really excited to see like what they do for Lolla, because I think it's gonna be nuts.
And my only mild disappointment with the lineup is that Paramore is not on it. I was hoping that they would be there.
Okay, you think Paramore is going to play Lolla?
I'm allowed to have my silly little dreams, okay? And that was a silly little dream for me. Speaking of which,
yeah,
I don't know how many people here care about care about Paramore. I care about Paramore.
Yes.
And I'm wearing a shirt for Paramore right now.
Yes, you are.
Which is, I am.
Please show us.
Well, it's just a very cool design.
It looks very cool. It is a very cool shirt. I do love it.
The lyrics are, turns out I'm living in a horror film where I'm both the killer and the final girl, which is off of their song. And now, of course, I've had one too many and I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it in the chat. Off their new album.
Yeah.
Which is so very good.
Yeah.
And I need everybody to go listen to it. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk about Paramore.
Great. That pretty much, that wraps it up. I will also say, sorry, I would be remiss to not mention the fact that Jimin has an album coming out in about 55 minutes.
And what's the name?
The name is Face by Jimin, with
period
the title track called Like Crazy. So that'll be out in 55 minutes at 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 Eastern.
What are your timers?
I am so excited. It's kind of unreal. I feel like I'm gonna explode. He's also gonna be on Jimmy Fallon in about half an hour. So there you go.
Wild.
Yes, so congratulations, Jimin, on being Jimin and releasing.
Congratulations for being the one and only Jimin. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you all for hanging out with us today as we talked Buzz, Yellowjackets. Yes, I know it's flipped, but you still get the idea.
Buzz. Mm-hmm. I love that you have that forever now.
I have it forever. Forever. I'm so happy. Um Again, thank you for hanging out with us. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at hottake_show, on Letterboxd at hottake_show. Tell your friends, fans, family, your neighbors. I don't know. I think we're fun. Arch enemies. I think we're fun.
Tell everybody.
Yeah. We appreciate you hanging out with us, spending your Thursday night with us.
Very much so.
Yeah.
We will not be here Sunday because we're here now.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see us again in
April.
The April 2nd. Palm Sunday. It will not be a religious episode.
No. But,
There you go.
Yeah. We love you. We'll see you soon. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Be safe. Buzz, buzz.
Buzz, buzz.
Watch season 2.
Yeah.